Hey, I just wanted to talk to you just a minute about Iowa AEA Online, and I'm going to take you over to Culturegrams. We are going to take a look at Culturegrams by going to the States edition. This gives you a chance to explore all of the United States, and it's just kind of interesting some of the information you can get off of here. The next thing I want you to do is go on over to Iowa because that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm just going to hit that. And this is your home page. I just wanted to kind of get you used to looking at this and seeing what all of the information you can possibly get out of this would be. So I'm going to look at the sidebar. A couple of things I want to call your attention to is the climate. You can get things about geography. You can also get information about maybe crops, different products that are made. If you're looking for information about Iowa and you need an event or a date, you might go here to the timeline. It has a lot of information on here from AD on up. So if you look at that, you'll find out plenty of information about your state. When I look at geography, just hit the sidebar here. It gives me a lot of information about how Iowa is laid out. It tells me just a lot of different things about maybe the Ice Age and some interesting things, maybe even about your area. If you want to talk about ancient Iowans, you can go here. And we find out some of the earliest Native Americans lived in Iowa about 11,000 years ago. Want to move on down to the next part of our sidebar here, and we see we have information about Native Americans. We also see that we have some information about many of the people that came to Iowa to live. I'll move on down just a little bit more. By the way, any of this information you can print. I don't know why you would need to, but if you needed it, you could. We find out, of course, Iowa is corn country, and it gives us some pretty interesting information about Iowa's history and raising corn. Maybe that's not a high interest area for a lot of you, but it is for me. We farm. Okay. If you want to find out what type of people have moved to Iowa, what our population is like, you might want to try this out. It'll generate kind of a bar graph. And if we slide on over here, we see kind of a key, and it tells you the different types of people that live in Iowa. Again, I just want to give you just some brief information about Culturegrams. We can also talk about the government of Iowa, many of the famous people that are from Iowa. We see one of them is John Wayne. I'm not so sure that you really are familiar with him. Younger version, Elijah Woods. Something kind of interesting, we have schools and a lot of Native American names in my county, in Clark County in Northeast Missouri. But if you notice, Black Hawk was actually from the state of Iowa. Moving on down, we see cultural notes, and this will give you some information about some art that you might find that originated from Iowa, and something that's very near to you. Kind of has a history over by Eldon, Iowa. We also see that we have some information about events that happen in Iowa. Also, moving down on the sidebar, we find that there's other information that you can actually find out. For instance, these are just fun facts, what the state bird is, the state tree, and so on. They even have recipes on here. So that's just a brief introduction about Iowa and the Culturegrams, things that you might find. We also can gain information from the World Edition. They even have one on the provinces, and there's a special kids edition too. So I hope this helps you, because we're going to ask you to do a scavenger hunt here in just a few minutes. And by using the sidebar and trying to read the question and look at the information that's offered, I think you'll do pretty well. So good luck with that. Toodles!